these finished samples look. I cannot wait to show them to the clients. Like, I think they're gonna be super impressed, and I just feel like the design of the shell interior is one thing with the interior architecture, but like the materials, oh, so good. Hello everyone, welcome back to a Designer Soup Studio vlog. So let me turn this camera around and show you guys a little bit of what I'm working on. Okay, so this is something I've been working on this morning. This is a render of a dry bar with the finished materials number 1 option, I believe. This is with a textured Roman clay paint. And it's in like a light blue gray color. The other option is like a off-white Roman clay, and then that changes the materials around it as well. So I have, with each different Roman clay texture, which is just 2, I have different options for the floating shelf, for the counter, the cabinets, and even the hardware on here. And then this right here is a custom chandelier that they want to create in their dining room. So I just kind of took the background out and added some illumination because I was not going to construct this model in SketchUp. I just couldn't even really do it. Like, I was trying so hard to create it, and then it was just a mess. So I'm just gonna wait to work with the lighting company and see if they can create a SketchUp model for me to input in my SketchUp document. But for right now, for visual aid purposes, I did create just a PNG that looks like it's illuminated. So I'm going to Photoshop this into some of the renderings where it is in the view of the dining room. That being said, let's wheelie over here. Excuse the mess, excuse my bare feet. Over here we have a materials palette, and so I just wanted to kind of spread it across this table and really visualize like how it will look cohesively. So we have some carpeting, some lighting, countertop stones, custom dining table stone slabs that I want them to see, hardware finishes. This is like a barreled nickel, a satin brass, to go with the 2 different dry bar finish options. And then right now, this is one of the cabinet samples that I am proposing. It is a translucent limestone, and I think it is absolutely beautiful. You can see a little bit, it's a little bit opaque, so you can see the wood grain lining in there, and I believe this is maple. It just looks really beautiful, like a really like a taupey gray lime wash on that. Some leather samples, fabric samples for them to play with within the living room. A pattern fabric sample from Maharam. I love it. These are actually my vases from Lyngby. I love Lyngby. They are an amazing Danish company that has these beautiful riveted looking vases, and these are like the smallest ones. This is I believe this was a holiday set a while ago, but this blue is the perfect blue for a type of barware that I am suggesting to them. I saw this barware at Crate and Barrel, and it was absolutely amazing. I think it was called the Ezra Optic collection. I'll show a picture here, but I'm going to show that collection to them. I don't know if they will like it or go with it, but I do think it really goes well with the texture options and the neutrals. You have that nice beautiful blue. And then I just have some fun playful elements with this Lego toy car. I believe that, so the client really has a love for Daniel Arsham, and I do as well. And I believe Daniel Arsham has a concrete crystal Porsche in his studio where the whole thing, I believe it's a Porsche, but I thought it was hilarious to include this and also a quartz crystal. And Daniel Arsham does do a lot of Pokemon, like crystal, plaster crystal looking things. So I just thought like that really pulls in their, the love of a specific artist that they like, and it's just fun, and they have like a really fun, like cool style, and I really vibe with them. So I just decided to put these quirky elements within it as well, and I think they will find that cute. This specific marble, I love it so much. It is just incredibly sparkly around the veining, and it has this amazing teal blue, absolutely gorgeous, and that's just a small section of it. And then I have one that is more green with more neutral lines in it as well. And then I just have this kind of like as a textural element, and then some wood samples as well. Let's see, this guy right here is the most beautiful travertine I've seen. Has a ocean blue, and it's very, very beautiful, and I think it goes really well with like a unearthed, more texture type of design, especially when you have a lot of things that are going to be white within the home. It's really good to bring those visually catching elements, even if it's flat, just to have some sort of dynamic within the material itself is really good. So yeah, and then just, I think I already talked about this, but yeah, so I'm still waiting on a couple of samples, but this is what I'm working with. I'm going to bundle them up kind of based on when I get all the samples together. I believe we're having a meeting in the morning on Friday at the site, so I wanted to kind of start this vlog now. It's Tuesday, but I'm going to span it into when we meet, and I think I'm going to stop in, let me turn this around. I'm going to stop in tomorrow at 10 o'clock to check the progress of this bar right here. It has been framed and drywalled out by the construction team, so I'm gonna go and check that out. I've already seen progress photos sent over from the general contractor of theirs, and so it's looking pretty good. Do the samples for this, and I can denote like which area, or even like put like a specific material tag on there. You should tag almost all your stuff when it comes to like coordinating it with the construction documents and schedules and stuff like that. It just keeps everything super organized, because you're dealing with a lot of people when you're designing a home: clients, builders, trades, makers, designers, architects, engineers, all that stuff. So, you know, I just rattled off like 6 or 7 different categories of consultants there. So I'm going to get those all taped up, put together. I'll show you guys some clips of that, but then I will pick this up when I am going to the site in the morning tomorrow, which is Wednesday. So see you guys then. So basically, I'm translating all of this information with renderings into a PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to print off and bring with us so I can mark it up and write notes on it for anything that is approved. Put a big green check mark on it, or pink or purple, whatever. And then, yeah, we can go from there. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, just getting ready to hop in the car and go to a site visit to check out some of the progress of the framing and the drywalling and what's going on with the ceiling design. So let's go. No, you go ahead. Faith can make every storm that's ever come just fade away. Now every
front door reminds me of you, all decorated, anticipating good news. I've got one Christmas wish, top of my Christmas list. Tell me.
All right, so I just finished up quickly going over some of the progress with the general contractor and the bar area. Oops. So Bry's with me. We're doing some errands now, but we are getting coffee at the moment. Whenever we're in DC, we want to go to like a different coffee shop. So Brian found this cool coffee shop, and it's in the middle of an alleyway, so it's what's the name of it? Yeah, the alley is so small, like I wouldn't even put like my car through it. But yeah, so I looked at the ceiling, so we came up with 3 different suggestions for the clients, and we're going to tell them on Friday. I'm gonna render a few versions, which are the 3. Jesus, being tall sucks. And so basically we have A, B, and C, and we really are gonna decide on Friday. So what I'm doing now is gonna get some coffee and then go back and render these different options. So I had basically just reviewed their progress, you know. Brian says whenever I start to talk about a project, I turn into a robot. So I'm trying to talk normal. Yeah. Wait. So I went in and basically like they have the dry bar all framed out and a bunch of drywall on it. Now, Bri forgot his burrito. I think it was the last one, and it honestly looks really good. So let's see the breakfast burrito.
It's turkey.
It looks good. We looked at the ceiling because the ceiling has been like the biggest problem. You know what I mean? It's good. It looks good.
It's amazing.
The ceiling is like I'll just keep it warm in here. So we decided we have 3 different solutions for the ceiling now because there's been like some minor adjustments. But yeah, it was just a 30-minute meeting, and now I gotta go back and prepare for the materials meeting. But it should be good. But we're gonna enjoy our coffee and the burrito, but we will catch you guys in a bit.
See ya.
Hello everyone, back at the house watching Selling Tampa. Is that what it's called? Selling Tampa? Been really into this show. It's been nice. I love it. So getting back on the computer. Bride's over here doing some work. Just got a little bit of hydration going on, had some lunch, and I wanted to show you guys some things that I picked up while we were running around doing errands. First off, we went into Michael's and I bought this ribbon because I actually want to add more stuff to the tree so it is a little bit more spunky. I don't know how else to put it, but this is like a neon orange. It looks neon orange, but it kind of looks hot pink sometimes. So it like kind of goes in between the two, and I thought that was really cool. And then when I was checking out at Michael's, I saw these Altoids, and they were not a mint. Well, these ones are a mint, but they're strawberry flavored, and it's not quite the version I remember. Like Altoids used to have like these sour, like circular disc, like shaped hard candies, and me and my sisters were obsessed with them, and I'm just waiting for the day that they bring them back, or if they are back, I don't know where they're at. So if I see them, I'll definitely buy like 5 of them. But I thought that those were gonna be kind of close to what they were. They're not, but they're still like cool and they taste good. We had stopped by an outlet mall really quick because Brian had to pick up some pants, couldn't really find pants. And of course, when one person can't find something, the other person always finds something. So like when I go somewhere to find something, I can never find it, but then Brian does. So I ended up getting some things from Levi's, and Brian ended up getting nothing. I just got a cool hat, this like baby blue hat, and it's really, really soft, and I just love how the texture of it is. So I got this hat, and then this really cool Levi's shirt. And it says California Levi's, I think. Yeah, California Levi's. And it's blue. Here, let me just put it on like that. I think it's really cool, and I think it will look cool with jeans and this hat. So I'll probably throw this in the wash and wear that tomorrow. I need to get back on the computer, update the renderings for those 3 options I was talking to you guys about, and kind of follow up with a few people on some meetings for this weekend and project progress and things of that nature. So just a lot of administrative work and getting a lot of things printed off. So just watching this show and getting those things put together. So I will get back to you guys after I get to work on this. All right, next morning. So today, what I'm doing, it's noon right now, basically going to put all these cool samples paired up with an image. So I have a lot of finishes here, I have bar finishes here, some cut sheets, all of that stuff. So today I've just been answering a bunch of emails in regards to like lead time, pricing, making sure I have that for the client, because whenever you provide something for the client, when you're trying to get a final approval, you have to let them know the price and how long it's gonna take to get there. And a lot of designers deliver prices in different ways. So that's another thing in interior design if you guys wanna look that up, but everyone does everything differently. So basically what I'm gonna be doing is printing off all the final renders. Tomorrow morning at 10:30 is the finishes and molding selection approvals meeting. So everything is going to be approved, and so knowing the lead times is going to be great on that, because then we'll know when everything is going to arrive when we order it. So like I said, I got a bunch of pricing this morning. Everything is looking good, and so I need to just re-render the ceiling. When I had met with the general contractor yesterday, we were reviewing the ceiling, and the dry bar looks really good, but we were reviewing a couple points with like some of the chamfered edges and if they could be done, or if the corner was too shallow. And then also the ceiling, just kind of, it shifted in a different direction with evening it out. With an old home, you know, it's pretty volatile. So the original ceiling design is gonna have to be altered a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is just do one more rendition of that ceiling design, and really concentrate on the chandelier area, because we're gonna have a custom chandelier with this guy right here by Luke Lamp Co., this awesome rope chandelier. And it's gonna be really cool. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I also have some last minute samples arriving. Now these didn't arrive from Materials Bank. Materials Bank, if it's directly from them, it'll arrive super quickly, oftentimes almost overnight. But some samples, when you order from Materials Bank, come directly from the manufacturer, and then you have to wait like 3 to 5 business days until that ships out directly from them. So I already have a lot that were shipped directly from Materials Bank, but now is like a kind of breadcrumb trail of samples that I had ordered for the meeting that we're crossing my fingers would arrive. So I'm gonna go downstairs, pick those up, and then I'll review them with you guys when I get back upstairs. But I'm also gonna take some lunch. I made a salad for the two of us. Brian's just been working too. Just basically on the computer today. That's what it's gonna be, and printing off everything before the meeting, because you never want to print off anything the day before the meeting. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. All right, so let's go. All right, so I got two things. I'm really happy about this one, a moldings company. They do a lot more than moldings, I believe, but it's called White River. Wow, this is perfect. These are the types of applications that we need, and this is a perfect example of something we're going to be doing on the ceiling. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is spectacular to literally just circle, dog tag, anything, and just confirm like this is what we're going with, this is what we're going with, and have that sorted at this meeting tomorrow. This is amazing. Wow, I don't know if you guys can see this over here. This has moldings and pediments, corbels, capitals, onlays, cabinet parts, mantles, range hoods, linwood, dude, traditional, all the types of styles and everything that they have. Renderings website. Whoa, this is exactly what I needed. All right, so just had lunch and that was refreshing. Sometimes I skip lunch and I just eat a lot at night, and it's not been good for me, let me tell you that. But having a nice simple lunch does me good, let's just say that. But I'm gonna get a afternoon coffee started, and then I'm gonna head into showing you guys a little bit of what I'm talking about into the rendering, and then render some stuff for the project meeting tomorrow. All right, now that looks like a jolly cup of joe. Anyways, but yeah, I'm basically gonna get on this computer and show you guys what I'm working with, and then I'm just gonna get to work and start getting all this stuff straight. Okay, so here's inside of my SketchUp model. I have a lot of lines, excessive lines on here that don't really look like they mean much because I've done a lot of editing and deleting, so there's a lot of kind of shadow lines from other renditions of the ceiling that I've completed. So I'm just kind of cleaning it up right now. But in this area, back up a little bit. Okay, so there's a lot I need to clean up within this model. So when people think of SketchUp, a lot might come to mind, but I use SketchUp to model an actual project interior, so it can then later on be passed into rendering. So modeling is separate from rendering, but you need to model something as a predecessor before you render. Rendering actually takes the least amount of time when you're comparing to, well, it depends on how big your project is, but oftentimes modeling is what is taking the most time to actually get you your render, and I don't know if a lot of people know that. So you have to model everything virtually and then place a scene, which is just kind of like orienting its kind of structure and composition, like a 2-point perspective or a 1-point perspective, however you want to orient it, and getting just a good vantage point, and then that's your scene for your render. And then you export your render to, in my case I use Podium, but that's like kind of like the most basic level of a rendering plugin. I am exploring a lot more different rendering programs to plug in with SketchUp, So that's just a tidbit of information. I'm happy to share this information because SketchUp in and of itself is something to learn. And then you also have to learn how to plug in those elements that make it like 10 times better and more photorealistic. So after I had completed the field measurements, I take the field measurements, which are just done on a pad of paper and grid paper, bring it back, put it into AutoCAD, which is a computer-aided design drawing software. And I put it to scale in there, make sure everything is good, take those reference measurements, and then start building the model. You can oftentimes just upload your AutoCAD drawing as the floor plan straight into SketchUp, which is great, and then you draw over your floor plan lines to push and pull or extrude and pull all of this stuff into an actual 3D model. But I just wanted to explain that bit. So, explaining right now, this area is the dining room. We're kind of looking in from the living room, and then it goes on into the kitchen. So there's going to be a custom chandelier in this portion of the dining room, and it's going to look really amazing, but it basically has 4 points of touch basically to the ceiling. So it's going to be adhered to the ceiling in 4 different places, forming a rectangle, or maybe even a triangle. Not a triangle, definitely not a triangle. A square. God, I don't know why that was so funny. I just don't know why I said that. And this is actually an HVAC drop down that we have that we're trying to cover up. And so we don't want to just cover it in drywall and just have it poking out like this. It looks like a very bad design feature. So I'm going to clean up this area, and basically I have 2 options that I want to show. One option is here, and I'll insert a picture of what the second option is going to be. So I'm working on a rendition of the new first option because we have over here a part of the ceiling that, because this is such an old home, it was built in 1910, this beam right here slopes slightly. So we had to make sure that this was evened out, this portion right here. So now we have this weird drop down here. We have too many ceiling heights, and this is really aggravating to the client. So we need to find something that is very pure and basically covers a lot of this area into very specific points instead of being so irregular everywhere. And I want to concentrate on moving the ceiling to kind of hug this chandelier moment. So right now we're concentrating a lot on the chandelier moment, and I will show an image of kind of what we're trying to obtain. Good morning, everyone. So it's Friday morning and it's just about time to leave. So printing off some last minute stuff of some door sets and hinges that I just want to show to the client and kind of help the general contractor along the line design wise with that. And yeah, so we're about to get in the car and head over to the site. So I wanted to bring even these fun items just along for the concepting to pull through, and so they can kind of understand kind of the vibe. I know it seems kind of ridiculous bringing a Lego and a Pokemon toy to a finishes meeting, but I think it's necessary for kind of what I'm trying to draw from. And this right here are the hinge and the privacy mortise lock for the powder bathroom. And then I have this printed off on cardstock, just a ton of finishes and where they're gonna go, and then some more finishes for the dining and renderings in that. So I'm also bringing some print-offs that show a lot of stuff, tech specs, all of that. And I think this was just an extra print-off, but like I said yesterday, I really love this elaboration book from White River, and I am going to quickly tag some of those while I'm in the car. But then this is all we're bringing. It's actually a lot. So I'm gonna be carrying this and putting everything else in this huge bag. So let's get started. All right, so I'm all packed up. I just have to carry that tray and I have my bag, so let's go. I have another meeting. It's not really a meeting, it's more like a lunch with a friend and also a builder in Washington, D.C. So this is gonna be really fun. I haven't talked to him in a while, so it's gonna be pretty cool to be able to chat and see how things are going. But that being said, this meeting starts at 10:30. It's 10 o'clock right now, and we meet up with him at Union Market at 12:30, I believe. So hopefully we can cut the meeting at noon. All right, so we are circling around Union Station right now, trying to find a park. We're actually supposed to be meeting with John Henry at 1 o'clock, and it is 1:03, so we're a little late. But this place is always super packed, but it's a good spot. So we're meeting for lunch. But just to recap for you guys, when I had walked into the space with one of the clients, that was the first time she had seen the progress happening, and was definitely jolted by the size of the archway that was put out, and there was a bunch of other stuff that was ironed out and discussed. But I thought that literally, I was like, I think this is going to be the end of this project. I was just like, I think this project is going to fold up design wise and get more into just like the engineering and construction side with like making walls flat and stuff like that. But it took a different turn. We ended up figuring out a few things, ironing out a lot more stuff, and we actually made like a ton of progress on closing up the walls and what designs are going to be where and what the ceiling is going to continue to look like and all of that stuff, and be very confident and like that's what we're looking for. So with this project, it is volatile and it's very like moving because it's an old home. It's a Victorian house that was built in 1910. So whenever you pull back a layer, you're gonna find something that you weren't expecting to be there. So a lot of layers were pulled back when I was brought in to the situation. So now it's just kind of finding a design solution for those bits and applying all of that. And I really think that a lot of soft architecture is really gonna help in the solutions to all this. So it went really well, excuse me, but now we're just trying to find a park, and I'm excited to meet up with John Henry because I haven't talked to him in a while, either has Brian, and he has like a wealth of knowledge in the building world. So with our latest experiences as a design team, we're gonna go and have probably some really good conversation with new perspectives that we have. So I'll talk to you guys then. Alright, so we finally found a parking garage, and now we're just walking to meet John Henry. They're talking top secret. So this is John Henry.
Hell of a way to start.
So we are just traveling around Union Market. It's actually his birthday today, so celebrating and finding some presents because he's lucky and gets to do an early Christmas, which is super cool. So we are on a mission. So traveling through, gonna find some cool things.
Only works if you're here, and a little bit of magic and a little
Brooke smells like a split personality. Alright, so it got a little bit gloomier out, but that was so nice hanging out with John Henry and shopping for gifts for his family and celebrating his birthday. So that was a pleasant surprise. Alright, so we actually stopped to get a drink at this place called Destino, and this is the menu. Alright guys, so back home, it is about 7 o'clock at night. So after we met up with John Henry, we decided to walk around the Union Market area. We haven't really been down there in a while, so we checked out some of the shops, got a drink, tried some really good guacamole, and then we ran to go do a few errands. Traffic was literally insane, so we spent about an hour in traffic, not gonna lie. But we're able to get a few errands in. Now we're back home. Brian got some new shoes in the mail, and we're huge sneaker people, so I'm gonna show you guys some clips of those. I think they're really cool. They are up there now. I don't know if you can see it, the orange ones, not the yellow ones, but Brian was just like, I didn't know if you would like them or not. I got them, and I don't know if you like the colorway, but here, hold this. I'm gonna try it on.
Okay.
Yeah. So Brian and I wear the same shoe size. So I think they look better on you.
No, they look pretty dope. Go turn around. Ooh, yeah.
What do you think? Try them on. I like them better with that khaki.
They're comfortable.
Yeah, they do have a lot of cushion on the bottom.
It's like an ortho like.
I like them with those color pants. I think they look nice.
Turn. No longer DS.
Yeah, so it's time to unwind. I'm gonna write a little bit of follow-up notes for tomorrow, just from a punch list perspective on what all happened today, to make sure we keep on track, because the clients are currently, looking over stuff over the weekend, so I need to brace myself for approval so we can begin ordering and making sure everything goes smoothly. So, bless you. So that is that, and that is the end of this vlog. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you were able to get a perspective into interior design and kind of what a week in the life is. I hopefully can do more of these videos. If I don't, again, I do have a podcast, and I do post a lot on Instagram for the most part, a lot on stories and stuff like that. So check me out on there, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Man, look at this monstrosity. I love it. I mean, I love the way crystals sparkle in the night. Dude, that's insane. Crystals and trees. Wonder if we can see it better from here. Oh yeah, that looks amazing.